Okay, this is part 4 from my speech. I used to love her. What is a quote out of a Guns N' Roses song. And to go ahead, I love every Beatle girl. I mean the girlfriends of the 4 Beatles, the musicians. I love every girl on earth, of course, but I love every girlfriend they had. I'm a really fan of their girlfriends. Everyone of every one of the 4 Beatles had, in their life. But Beatles girls, I said it within the speech. Sometimes I ask myself, this Beatles girl, these girlfriends from the Beatles, why were themselves not a band too, or the Beatles too? And this is really sad, and I have a problem with that, because that girls, for example, are not allowed, to put it in shorter words, to start a band, and a band how they wanted to have, is what I describe, for example, with this hanger, a dead person, it's hanging here, strangulated, a dead body, he's dead, yeah, a dead body, strangulated, hanging here. Seems to have done something wrong, I don't know. It is this, for example, that girls are not allowed to make music and to start a band how they want to. It is this what I described here. Because sometimes things are considered as not what they are, and I have a big problem with that. And that girls are not allowed to start a band and how they wanted to have. It's this what I described here, and nothing else. And to go ahead, Beatles girls, Benny girls. I love Benny girls, and I love Beatles girls, and I love every girl on earth. To go ahead, Benny girls, Notorious B.G. There is a mystical cut in the 1960s years, exactly in the mid, in about 1965, where I like the whole music of the whole 60s, although the Beat generation, I love every music of the 60s, 1960s years. But there is a mystical cut in exactly 1965. I cannot describe right now, that I don't figure it out why. What is really weird, because this very mystical cut in exactly the year 1965 is very mystical, and I don't know why, because it's so weird, and everyone could look up what this cut could be. I love all these girls, for example, these girl stars in the 60s, all of them. I love every girl on earth, Grace Slick or Michelle Phillips or Mama Cass, these 2 from the Mamas and the Papas, and Grace Slick. I'm a real deep Grace Slick fan. And a lifeless Putzfrau. Putzfrau is a German word. It's a job here in Germany. A lifeless Putzfrau. It's a lifeless ordinary. It's a film you should watch. It's important within the speech. So let's look at the time. So, and to close, I have a problem to close this with the following thing. Every human being on earth could be a monetary millionaire, of course. Everything could cost nothing, of course. You don't need to work. It's not normal to work. It's not normal to work to repair shoes. 40 years repairing shoes, what is absolutely senseless, to get money. And this is a description of every job that is existing. It's not normal to work. And thinking of that, the culture we live in is where everybody could be rich anyway, is describable with this Axl Rose quote from a Guns N' Roses concert from the 1980s, 1990s. Cut up her head and throw it into the backyard. This is the culture we live in. It's considered a bit otherwise. To have, let's look at the time. So, I wrote a poem. Headline, für Nichtskönner. At the headline, für Nichtskönner. Headline. Wäre es ein Problem, wenn jeder reich wäre? Young kids, for example, they're considered to be a bit not quite developed, to be developing on 2 legs, to not quote a Queen song. I don't think so. You can explain your kid why not everybody's rich and why people die in the snow and other people drive his Porsches beside. But the argument is, if everyone would be a monetary millionaire, there wouldn't be people who have the power over anyone. And this can't be, because democracy would fall apart then. So let's look at the time. And so, dear kid, yeah, of course you say it's unfair. Everybody could be a monetary millionaire, and in der Sendlinger Straße fahren Porsche an der Frierende vorbei. But what I want to say to you, dear kid, you can't do it that everyone is a monetary millionaire, because then no one could have power over other people, and then democracy would fall apart. So it's important that people have a lower worth than other people. Do you get this? And Benimusik, I've heard it, is allowing young kids not to eat vegetables. And here I have to be really behave myself, because in vegetables are so many vitamins. So